Hi, I'm Barb Beard Pastelacqua. Welcome to my video. I'm the creator of Strength and Grace Flow. I'm an advanced certified Rolfing practitioner, and I'm a certified and registered yoga instructor. I teach classes and Rolf clients in Boulder, Colorado, and all over the country. I also teach my Yoga Flow and my Bhakti Flow workshop all over the country and in Boulder, Colorado. I sent out a survey and got a lot of good responses back, and many people requested postures that could help them relieve hip pain. So I'm going to demonstrate and walk you through some postures today to help ease hip pain. But before I do, there's something I'd like to share. In my journey as a yoga instructor and a certified Rolfer throughout the years, I have encountered many people with hip pain. If hip pain is not addressed, then it can really lead and pretty quickly lead to back pain. So then you've got hip pain and back pain. So by doing these few postures either every day or a few times a week with me in the privacy of your own home or in your hotel room or on the road, wherever you happen to be, you can certainly ease the tightness as well as the pain in the hips, which also will ultimately help ease pain and tightness in your back. So we're going to start with the one called Baby Cradle. I'm going to take the edge of my left foot and flexing my left ankle, I'm going to cradle it into my right palm, sitting up really straight, flexing and reaching through the big toe joint of my left foot. I can stay here if I want more intensity for a deeper hip stretch. I can take it to my forearm or even into the crease of my right elbow. A couple key points is you want to be sitting up really straight, lifting your sternum. I want to flex my ankle to protect my knee joint. And if I want more intensity, I can even interlace my fingers. And then I simply rock my legs side to side, feeling the tightness that may be in my left hip ease. It starts to open up and soften. I use my breath to help create a little less intensity, to help open up the fascia, the connective tissue in the hip, and I hold the posture anywhere from 60 to 120 seconds. After this, I go into my second posture, which is fire logs. So I line up my shins, one stacked on top of the other, and again, my ankles are flexed, pressing through my big toe joint to protect my knees. I stay here for less intensity. I slide my leg over to my calf muscle. For more intensity, I keep it on my knee, and if I want a little more intensity, I can hinge forward, reaching my heart and sternum towards the front of my mat, and my sits bones root into the earth. Again, holding it for 60 to 120 seconds. I inhale to rise, and I release and do the same two postures on the second side. The edge of my right foot into my left hand, possibly onto my forearm, or maybe into the crease of my elbow. I flex my ankles, reaching through my big toe joint. I hold, I rock my legs side to side. For more intensity, I even interlace, sitting up really tall, maybe even closing my eyes and breathing into the sensation that I'm feeling in my right hip for 1 to 2 minutes. When I'm done, I slowly release, going into my fire log posture, foot on my knee, shins aligned, ankles flexed, less intensity, I slide it over, more intensity, I keep it on my knee and I hinge forward, reaching my sternum towards the front of the room, anchoring my sits bones towards the earth, and I breathe. If it's super intense, I'm going to back off a little bit, allowing myself to be in a stretch with not too much intensity so that I can't comfortably breathe. The third posture I'm going to walk you through today is called Gomukhasana, cow face pose. You'll want maybe a yoga block, a couple telephone books, or a couple pillows. I'm going to turn to the side and start off on my palms and my knees in what I call tabletop position. From here, I'm going to cross my right knee in front of my left, and I'm going to angle my toes off the edges of my mat. Reaching back with my sits bones, I'm going to slowly lower myself onto the mat. My ankles are flexed, again reaching through my big toe joints. I sit up really tall. If I want more intensity, I can start to hinge forward, again reaching my sternum towards the front of my mat as my tailbone and my sits bones anchor. If it's too intense and I'm a little tight in the hips from hiking, biking, running, all kinds of fun things we like to do, I can elevate my hips onto a yoga block, telephone books, or a couple pillows, and by lifting my hips higher, it reduces the intensity. Again, I'm going to hold this stretch for 1 to 2 minutes, listening to my breath and making sure I can comfortably and smoothly inhale and exhale. After this side, I'll release, switch out my legs, and move into the same stretch, Gomukhasana, cow face pose on the second side. It might feel a little different on one side than the other because most of us have one hip that's a little tighter than the other. I can choose the intensity, sitting here, hinging forward, maybe elevating my hips if it's too intense, on my yoga block, telephone books, or a couple pillows. And sometimes it's really nice to close my eyes and just listen to my breath. And I hold it for 1 to 2 minutes, allowing the fascia to soften and loosen, easing hip pain. The next one I'm going to do requires me laying down on my back. You'll want either a yoga strap, a blanket, a towel, or a pillowcase, something you can wrap around your foot as you extend it up towards the sky. So I roll down, extend my left foot up, I hook my yoga strap around my foot, I lengthen through both heels, take both ends of the strap into my opposite hand. My left leg is extending up, my right hand has a hold of the straps, and then I slowly lower my left leg across my body, feeling a stretch in the outer hip and the IT band, the iliotibial band. Again, I reach through the heels. I don't have to go too far. I'm going to where I feel the stretch. If I want a really nice rotation in my spine, I can gaze the opposite direction. It's important to have both shoulder blades anchored to the mat or the carpet, whatever you're lying on. And again, you really reach through the heels, just breathing into the sensation for 1 to 2 minutes. As I come out of the stretch, I inhale. I'm going to release the strap or the towel or the pillowcase and do the same thing on the second side. Reaching, extending through the heels, anchoring the hip down, anchoring both shoulder blades down, and then slowly carrying my right leg across just till I feel a stretch. I may not have to go very far to feel a stretch in my hip and my IT band. I breathe, and again, if it's too intense, I'm going to back off a little bit so I can comfortably breathe and hold this for a couple minutes. Maybe even closing my eyes. When I'm done with this stretch for my hip and my IT band, again, I'm going to inhale to come out, and I'm going to slowly release. From here, I've opened my hips. I'm going to take Shavasana, corpse pose, full relaxation, full surrender. And just allow my body to absorb everything I just did. I can stay here as long as I want. As long as I have time, I'll stay here in Shavasana. Thank you so much for joining me today for a handful of hip opening postures that you can do in the comfort of your own home or when you're traveling. And this will help you relieve hip pain, maybe even help prevent or relieve some back pain. If you liked what you saw today, please register your information on my website, barbbeard.com, and you can get free emails, free videos, and free information on lots of postures that can help you in many ways. Thanks so much. I'll see you again soon.